You know, the preparation and planning for a trip like this with your buddies or clients, or you're planning a vacation is key. You know, you look at everybody's schedule in today's world, because we're all so busy, and Chris and I had these 2 days free. And then about 10 days out, we're looking at the wind and we're like, wow, it's gonna blow 20, and then it's gonna blow 30, and then it's gonna blow 40. But we haven't got a fish down on this, or me personally, he fishes down here all the time. I haven't fished this end of the bay system in so long that I really didn't care if the wind was gonna blow or not. I wanted to go. Think about the Texas coast at this time of year, it blows.
Always.
It just does.
Until about April, mid-April.
You come down here in summertime and there's no wind.
Then it's just too hot to fish after about 2 hours. There's one. Nice.
I think I got the first, the 12-incher too, right?
We're right on it.
I
might not go 12.
12. Oh man, bites are fun. I say it all the time.
You're catching fish.
They're so cool. That's the ones you want to see for the future.
For sure.
You know, for me, the speckled trout has always been a highlight of fishing down on the Texas coast. I love to eat them. I love to catch them. I love the way they fight. You get a lot of bites. Then you look at the redfish. I mean, there's big schools of them as well that, you know, you can kind of target them in the same general areas a lot of times. And when you get around them, you catch a lot. And, you know, on our trip down here, the first evening we came down, you know, we got the boat in the water, kind of got everything rigged up, typical of old buddies. You kind of talking a little trash and poking fun at each other as you go out, remembering past trips. And, you know, we're running down the intercoastal, and Chris is like, hey, let's, you know, it's pretty windy, let's pull in behind this first spot. And it's a spot that, you know, 25, 30 years ago I had caught fish. So you know, I knew there's potential. They hit it hard. Whoa, that's not a big bird.
No. 12-incher. I got the first 12-incher.
Yeah, the first one. That might be bigger than 12. It might go 13.
So I've been fishing down here for about 20 years now, and you know, Wade and I started with popping corks and fishing out of the boat. And this trip, we really wanted to highlight some of the Garmin stuff and the Ranger boat, you know, the power poles and some of the electronics that are on the boat. So we stayed in the boat. I personally like to get in the water and go wade fish, but it was awfully nice just to sit there and actually, you know, put some numbers on the board against Wade. And he was a good sport, and the whole time I was ahead of him, every time I'd set the hook, I was like, you know, you're gonna catch a big one, you know, you're gonna catch a big one. And sure enough, at the end of the day, Wade catches 2 big ones.
And that's a red. He's going
for
around
sure.
The boat. Huh?
For sure.
When you got to go to the back of the boat, it's usually a red, right, Chris?
Yep.
That's cool. Isn't it amazing how, you know, I mean, you caught a dozen trout back there. We let Gentry grab the rod because we were struggling so bad and caught a red. Now we got another.
They're out here deeper. Same size or?
No, look at the size of that trout.
Oh, it's a big trout.
That's a big trout.
Let me get that net.
Yeah, that's a big old trout right there. That is a grande.
Ah,
That's a big trout.
it's a really pretty fish.
Good job. I'm thinking
Good
red.
fish.
That's like the biggest trout I've caught in a long time.
That is a good one. I'm power pulling down.
Yeah. Wow.
Great trout, man.
That is a big one.
Good job.
I didn't really do anything. Wow.
I said you'd catch a 7-pounder.
Yeah, that's about a 7 right there.
Yep.
That's a special size trout. I mean, it's fun to catch it and watch us land it and giggle like little kids. I had slime all over me, didn't care. And, you know, when you're catching, I don't know, what's really about a 7.5 pound trout, those just don't happen every day. So I wish I could take a little more credit from it being skill, but honestly, it was just a cast. I threw it out, was posing, and the fish decided to eat my bait. You know, we kind of piddled around a little bit more after that, and now Chris has jumped back up out of his seat. He's done playing on his phone, emailing and everything. Ginger's getting a few shots. Bam, my cork goes under again. I got to take a little more credit on this one as skill, because I actually was popping it and doing it, and that cork goes under. Got one about 4.5, 5. So I may have gotten slammed and beat down like a dog on this one here that was peeing on the carpet, but I got the 2 biggest, Chris caught the most. So it was a really fun day down on the Texas coast, and that makes it enjoyable.
Good job, Wade.
I'd rather be lucky than good.
Putting it on me with a popping cork now.
Isn't that funny though?